Hello and welcome back to True Crime Guys podcast. I'm your host, Michael, and I think I saw Andy drop through the ceiling earlier.
Oh,
there you are, Andy.
Little Mission Impossible in here.
Whoa. Didn't know you were wearing all black today. I could barely see you over there in the corner. You are sneaky as shit, but you're on theme for today. I like it.
Oh, I know, right? Got my gloves on. Don't need no fingerprints behind, baby.
No.
You'll never know I was here.
That's right. Because if you guys can't read the title, we're doing The Roofman today.
Oh, I mean, it's a misleading title. It doesn't. The Roofman. The Roofman.
Is that how we're gonna the Roofman?
The Roofman.
Jeffrey Allen Manchester Roofman.
You know that's how a bunch of these Charlotte cops ended up calling me. Well, we caught the Roofman. Did you just throw a syllable in there? How'd you?
It's like, sir, there's a space between those words. But yes, before we get into the Roofman, I want to talk a little bit about last week. We were on Patreon. Andy, if you don't remember, we talked about the 400 list, which is not the 400 most important people, but rather the Secret Service top 400 people most likely to assassinate the president.
Exactly.
I didn't even know that list existed.
They don't want you to know that list existed.
They do not.
Especially because you're number 499.
Oh, shit. Maybe one day I'll make the top.
You're 402, Microsoft.
Right. I'm just a couple Google searches away. I know I can make it, Andy. On the free platform, there were no headlines last week. There was a lot of political shit going on. You know, we don't like to get into all the political stuff. We talk about the crime here on True Crime Guys. But we did release an older episode, not really that old though. It's still pretty fresh in my memory, unfortunately. The Anthill Kids.
Oh,
Andy,
right.
Right? So you guys are welcome?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess.
If you like disgusting, gross things and lots of abuse, check out our episode that we released last week. It's called Anthill Kids.
Yeah. Sorry about the no headlines again. OJ kind of sucked all the air out of the room in terms of crime headlines.
Yeah.
Like, thanks, OJ. I guess we'll just give you 2 episodes.
Right. Well, what else are we going to do? But also, as a palate cleanser, you guys can check out Strange and Unexplained, one of our other shows on any podcast platform that you listen to and on YouTube. Make sure you check it out on video form and subscribe, of course, Andy.
Oh, yeah. Those videos are coming along real nice.
New episodes on Mondays. Please check that out, guys. You also will see shorts from those episodes on our social media at True Crime Guys or on YouTube itself. But today, we're talking about Roofman.
The Roofman.
The Roofman, Jeffrey Allen Manchester. Now, the subject of our episode today came along at the perfect time for Lee Wainscott. She had recently ended a 20-year marriage and was adjusting to work and life as a single mom. And in October of 2004, he appeared at her church. He was funny, romantic, the most sensitive man I've ever met, Wainscott said. The guy that every girl would want.
It's like he just fell out of the sky. Just dropped out of the sky like heaven.
He just dropped out of the sky, Andy. He's an angel.
Like an angel from heaven.
And soon they were dating and eating dinner at Red Lobster and watching movies together. He would bring toys for her kids. Her pastor said he was very engaging, down to earth, a nice fellow.
I mean, he's a big spender. That's Red Lobster.
And honestly, he is a nice fellow, to be fair.
Those cheddar biscuits, man. You can win a family over with those cheddar biscuits.
Any day.
You want to be a good stepdad? Cheddar biscuits.
Get some cheddar biscuits. But in January of 2005, Lee was at work when a police officer approached her, and he had a photograph in his hand. And when he showed it to her, she said, "That's John," which was the name of the man that she'd been dating. Except he wasn't exactly. He was Jeffrey Manchester, an escaped convict who had been living for the last 6 months inside a nearby Toys R Us in Circuit City. But now he was on the run, and detectives needed her help. Whew, enticing, right, Andy?
I mean, living in a Toys R Us sounds like kind of a dream come true.
It kind of does. I dreamed about that as a kid.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
Kind of hoping to get left behind.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, no, it looks like Mom and Dad are heading for the car. I hope they don't forget. Damn it.
Damn it, they got me. Shit.
Damn it, I see that look.
But yeah, this guy lived a pretty interesting life, and he's actually not that bad of a character, Andy.
Oh, we actually don't have
He's actually
like
not a piece of shit. He's like the ghost burglar minus the rape.
Oh my God, we actually have like a decent character for once.
A decent guy.
I mean, if your morals are a little gray, but still.
We'll see. Let's get into it, Andy. Let's roll that intro. Just a young boy from Sacramento traded his life for a governmental job that taught him how to kill, jump out of planes. For too long he put his skills to use. A locked front door wasn't no excuse. It's coming in, baby, it's coming in through the roof. The Roofman, yeah, he's making a fuss like he just hopped out the Fortnite bus. A thief so polite he don't even cuss at you. The Roofman, yeah, he's keeping it tight, dropping in through your new skylight. You ain't gotta be a hero, he ain't looking to fight with you. Hey! You know, every now and then an idea comes along. It ain't alright, but it ain't all wrong. An outlaw life worth writing an old folk song. Like B.B. Cooper or the Killdozer guy, I think they'd all see eye to eye. Everybody loves them but the FBI, hey, hey. The Roofman, yeah, he's making a fuss like he just hopped out the Fortnite bus. A thief so polite he don't even cuss at you. The Roofman, yeah, he's keeping it tight, dropping in through your new skylight. You ain't gotta be a hero, he ain't looking to fight with you. Cause he's the Roofman, yeah, he's making a fuss. He just hopped out the Fortnite bus. A thief so polite he don't even cuss at you. The Roofman, yeah, he's keeping it tight, dropping in through your new skylight. You ain't gotta be a hero, he ain't looking to fight with you. No, 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 no. He's the Roofman, nah. He's the Roofman. All right, so like most stories, we're going to start at the beginning. Jeffrey Allen Manchester was born in Sacramento, California in 1971. What a time to be alive. He had a typical California childhood, you know, probably sunny, middle class,
little beach
nice
bum.
Weather all the time, right. Attending high school in Rancho Cordova, he then, after graduating, enlisted in the military. Now, while in the 82nd Airborne Division, Manchester learned the skills of a paratrooper. He learned, rappelling, jumping from great heights, handling weapons, which, come in handy.
It's like you need to insert that little Liam Neeson gives like a very particular set of skills.
Exactly, he does. And at age 20, with these particular set of skills, he got married and decided to start a family. He's still in the military, okay? Manchester was deployed all over the world, but in 1999, he and the family moved into military housing at the Naval Weapons Station in Concord, California. And perhaps here is where he has his first run-in with the law. In November of that year, police were called to their home on Hamilton Avenue for a domestic disturbance. And shortly after, Manchester's wife filed for divorce and custody of their kids. But by then, the Roofman robberies were already in full effect.
This guy's already got a little side hustle going on.
He's already got a second life going on, Andy.
And this is already while he's still in the military, correct? Like
yes,
while he's
sir.
on base?
Absolutely.
He
commits all his crimes while in the military.
This guy's
while active duty. This
guy has a particular set of skills.
He does. And he has lots of equipment to use.
I've got access to a warehouse full of things.
Right. Now, over the course of the next 7 months, the Roofman will hit over 40 restaurants, mostly McDonald's, for a total score of $100,000. It's a pretty round number. I imagine it's probably more than that. Armed with a gun and power tools, he drilled through the roof, usually in the early morning hours before anyone was there, and then hid in the bathroom until opening time. Then, at the perfect moment, he would present himself, gun in hand, and begin the holdup. Now, after rounding up the employees and any customers that may have come into the store early, he would direct all of the people into the freezer. But he's not a monster, Andy. Before doing this, he would allow them to at least grab a jacket. Okay, he's like, it's cold in there.
I brought blankets just in case.
And sometimes, the police response time is 16 minutes. It's only been 2. So, guys, you're going to be in there for a little while. I haven't even called the police yet.
Yeah,
so,
I'm going to call them. Don't worry.
I'm going to call them.
You're not going to be in there long, but still, I know it's chilly. You have standards here. This is a corporation. You guys have standards.
Exactly. So once they were locked safely away in the freezer, he'd raid the store and the registers. And then on his way out, he'd call the police and let them know about the human popsicles he left behind.
This is a legit,
there you go.
It's got a checklist he has to go down.
He's got a good operation here. Now, a lot of people questioned why he targeted McDonald's. And I think it probably just had to do with the construction of the buildings at the time. Because a lot of chain restaurants, if they're built around the same time period, will all be designed the same way. So they will all have the same flaws or lack thereof or whatever in as far as accessing the building, whether it be through the roof, picking locks, whatever. I know for a time I worked for a contractor and we did maintenance on Dollar Generals. And at the time I was working for them, a lot of places we had to go to, we had to patch these huge metal holes that were being cut into the walls of the Dollar General with a freaking, like a torch.
Yeah.
And this guy was hitting I don't think they ever caught him. And he was just hitting Dollar Generals. He would go into the dang back of the store with his torch set up and cut a freaking hole in the metal building, push it open, go into the cash office, melt the freaking lock, go in there, take all the cash, and leave. He had to have been a former employee, is what a lot of people said.
Yeah, absolutely. See, I feel like this guy, I agree with you on the building layouts, because a lot of them they all kind of laid out the same as well. But I feel like he also picked McDonald's because they said, like, as you learn later on about him, he realizes that the not the regiment, but just like the standard operating procedure is so uniform across all these places that he knows that when a McDonald's opens, they have these procedures they have to do. When they close, they all have these procedures they have to do.
Exactly.
And it's so he figures out the routine of these places, and he knows if he goes to the same, like a McDonald's, the routine's going to be the same.
But why rob any store at the beginning of the day?
Well, he also did it at closing time. He would do it at closing time sometimes because he would kind of wait. He would probably plan to do it at opening time. Maybe it didn't work out. Like he plans for an opening robbery, but there's too many people there, so he just waits in the ceiling all day. So like he did a few times where at night where he would, he'd wait till they're closing, and he kind of did it as a closing procedure. He's like, all right, well, you guys are about to start counting those drawers. You can just put them right into this bag and
right.
Go ahead and put your jacket back on. No, I'll take the trash out on my way out. Don't worry about it. I'll take the trash out. Like, I'll lock up. I will call. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Like it was he did it as like a closing procedure. He knew the routines of these places.
And
that's why these fast food chains were so easy for him to hit because they didn't differentiate from this schedule.
Very true. Very true. Now, he primarily targeted restaurants in Northern California, but he occasionally expanded to Oregon, Nevada, Virginia, and Massachusetts. The Roofman had a coast-to-coast reputation, though, as the most courteous thief in the nation. That was at least according to the local Sacramento Bee.
I feel like most of American
I think they're trying to say, like, he's from Sacramento. At least he's polite.
I'm surprised they weren't like, I guess this guy's Canadian. We got to be searching Montreal.
Yeah, here's another quote. He was really polite. He was apologizing.
Exactly.
Recalled one McDonald's manager. He said, "Would you please, ma'am, get on the floor? Would you please, ma'am, get down?
Please, I'm sorry.
Please.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry."
Right. Here's a yoga mat. I bring a few. Does anyone else need one?
You have a pillow?
Does anyone else?
A pillow. I have several neck pillows. I travel pillows all the time. Here you go. Neck pillow.
Down there underneath that hole that I cut in the ceiling, there's a blow-up mattress. If any of you would like to lay on it, if you have bad backs, help yourself. No, he was a pretty smooth operator, though, for real. But there were a few close calls, like one time in particular where he escaped out the back window right as police rushed into the front of a McDonald's. And then there was another close call where a McDonald's employee attacked him with a bucket, apparently, of some sort. I don't know if it had anything in it. I don't know if it's like a 5-gallon bucket of, delivered food or mayonnaise or some shit. I have no idea. But it did not go well because he pistol whipped that said employee. But it's the only person he's hit.
Even though I don't like to ever justify a villain or a perpetrator, but I felt like Andy? In this one moment, me and Micah were talking about it. I felt like this was like a dad having to discipline a child, to where it was like, because nobody ever really fought back against him because he was so polite. He would bring the gun out. Sometimes he would fire off like a shot or two into the ceiling or to the floor.
Right.
But like nobody really ever fought back until one person finally like, oh, I'm gonna take him down, and just like whacked him with a bucket. You could tell he was like,
what the hell?
He like turned around like, oh my God, come on. Like I have been pitching a no-hitter for so long, and now
this has got to happen.
Come here. No, look, okay. I'm going to, this one time, you hit me, I hit, okay, now watch, pop. Okay, no, oh, you're okay. Yeah. Sit down. Here's some ice.
Someone get him some ice. Yeah, exactly.
Like, this guy like probably was like,
someone get him a dip cone.
Now where's the first aid kit?
Most robbers probably hit at least one fucking person just to make a point when they go into somewhere,
like
for a hold up, right?
Someone's gonna make a scene.
Yeah, somebody's getting hit just for whatever. But it's like, that's the worst. That's the only thing from all these witnesses he left.
Mm-hmm. He also, there was also thing, he was like, he probably picked these places too because he's like, listen, this is a major corporation. This is a multi-billion-dollar place. These people are making minimum wage. They're not gonna challenge a guy with a gun. He's like, they're not gonna challenge a guy with a gun.
Fucking bucket boy going for a promotion or something. Yes. What the fuck?
Some guy was just pissed off at his manager that day. He's like, I'm wanting to hit somebody.
I guess. I don't know.
There was the one, he also almost got caught one time. They did say like he was like, they caught him in the parking lot to where like the cops pulled into the parking lot and they thought they had him. They were like, basically got out. They're like, freeze. And he just said no.
Yeah.
And just jumped over a fence in the parking lot and ran across the street. And the cops were basically just like, well, he's gone.
Well, shit.
Like, yeah, he basically just cleared a fence one good time. A bunch of just local cops were like, that's traffic shit.
Yeah. And then they explain it away by saying that he's better than he is, in my opinion. Detectives, according to them, across the nation, they knew he was military trained because he could hit the floor after a long leap from the ceiling and quote, not miss a beat. He was extremely fast and kept his cool when cornered.
Yeah, he just jumped and ran away fast because you didn't think he was going to stop, or you thought he was just going to be like, oh, hands
Well, you got to
up.
remember, he's still active military. My man's doing PT all the time. Like, he's in tip-top shape for this.
Yeah, this man really is like Ethan Hunting this shit, coming down from the ceiling, just just coming down flat, just not touching anything, capoeira himself across.
Exactly. Now, this is where the trouble started. In May of 2000, Jeffrey left Mare Island with the 481st Transportation Company for an annual training exercise in good old North Carolina.
Hey, we got military bases here, that's for sure.
We got a few. And he wasted little time getting to work. Around midnight on May 20th, Manchester dropped through the roof of a McDonald's in Gastonia, North Carolina, that had just closed for the night. Then, just 5 hours later, just 10 miles away, he targeted another McDonald's that was about to open.
But you have to remember, he has an MO. So it's not like he broke into this McDonald's when no one's there, when like it's an empty place and went and robbed. He did his MO to where he dropped in, he locked the people in, and then called the police.
Yeah, God, imagine how those employees must have felt being ushered into that freezer at the end of the shift. It's like, motherfucker, I was about to go home, dude.
I had plans.
It's like, just leave it cracked. We won't come out.
Dude,
just leave it cracked.
Just say you left. Just say you left. We won't. We'll give you 10 minutes. Like,
you know what? Let us leave first. What? We're out of here. We're not even
just put me in the office. Put me in the office. I don't care. Put me in the bathroom. I don't care. Put me in the bathroom and you just leave. We'll give you 5 minutes and then we'll leave.
We'll give you a head start.
Yeah. Like I'm leaving, dude. I got plans.
But this other McDonald's that he's going to hit in the wee hours of the morning was in Belmont, North Carolina. And it was at this McDonald's that his luck finally ran out.
These are my two hometowns. Like the town I grew up in Gastonia, and then the town my adulthood was in Belmont. Like I can say so many things.
Let's not, Andy. But in Belmont, an employee, like we alluded to earlier, triggered a silent alarm, and Jeffrey tried to escape on foot, but police eventually found him hiding in some tall grass. He was reportedly gracious during his arrest, saying, quote, "You guys did a real good job today."
Bravo. You found the cop? Yeah. Good job. You followed all the right procedures.
Huh, you saw me in this grass, huh?
Yeah, apparently he tried to he parked his car like across the street at like a church.
Right.
And
you can't go back and get in your car.
You can't go back and get in your car.
Right.
Like, and he parked so close by. He was like, yeah, I'll just run across to the next parking lot to my car. And like, didn't realize there was a bunch of cops already coming by. So he was like, shit, I guess I'll just dive in this field. And the cops were just like, hey, we saw you.
We see you over there.
We saw you. Come on. Can you just stand up? Like
Come on, man. We really don't want to chase you again.
There's a lot of things in that high grass. I got some things I don't want to hang on.
But no. He came out of the grass and he came out courteous. But his manners really didn't do him any favors in court, Andy, because they threw the goddamn book at him.
Well, he didn't. Good thing though, he did not confess to all the other Roofman crimes.
No.
They just found like his MO was the same. Yeah, obviously, why would you? You know I did these two? That's all I did.
Yeah.
But like apparently he tried to say that he was imitating, that he was a copycat.
He was imitating. Yeah.
He's like, "Oh no, I'm a copycat." Like, dude, nobody's this good of a copycat. Like you're following it. You've got the playbook.
Coincidentally, when he got arrested, the robbery stopped happening. I mean, kind of a crazy coincidence, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, why would this person, if you're copycatting them, I mean, I don't feel like they would stop. Why
I
would
don't
they?
think so.
Yeah.
No. But no, Jeffrey Manchester was sentenced to a whopping 45 years in prison for robbing the 2 McDonald's in North Carolina, which, as Andy said, they were the only ones that they could prove. Now, if you're wondering why the sentence was so harsh, it was mainly due to the kidnapping charges. That tallies up quick when you count all them employees.
Yep. And that's what they tried to basically throw the book at him because they couldn't prove that he was the Roofman.
Yeah.
So they were just like, well, it's kind of like went like almost like our OJ case where they got him. When they got him for the second time, they're like, well, we're going to give you whatever we fucking can.
Yep.
To try and keep you in here. And it, like I said, well, like Michael said, it worked. They put him in prison and the burglaries stopped. That's weird.
That
what happened?
is so weird, man. Now, for 4 years, Jeffrey played the model prisoner, which allowed him a lot of freedom, like access to the metal plant where inmates made bed frames and jungle gyms, and he also paid close attention to the comings and goings of that said plant.
Like I said, this man follows routine. This man was in the military for a long time, so he knows a schedule. He knows a routine.
Not to mention, man, he's in here 4 years. That's a long time to
study. And he's got 45 years, he thinks. That's a long time to focus on one goal.
Exactly.
And this is a guy who knows, like I said, he knows routines. He's watching these prison guards. He's watching the trucks. He's watching everything.
I would call him goal-oriented.
Yeah,
this man is going to reach this goal.
He is focused. He is driven.
Yep. And in June of 2004, when a delivery truck arrived at the plant, Jeffrey fastened a black pallet that he had painted to the bottom of the truck and hid between the bottom of the truck and the pallet. Gripped onto the underside, he rode right out of the prison gates because when they checked with the mirrors, it just looked like a black void.
Yeah, he put a piece of cardboard
movie or something that I seen.
They said he put like a pallet or like some boards under where he could hang, and then he waited until it was like a bad storm, like a stormy day.
Exactly.
And he had also gotten a piece of cardboard that he painted black that he could basically put on the sides to where he could hide under it. So when they looked under, it looked like you were just almost looking into the blackness of the other side.
Yep.
So yeah, he had painted these 2 little blinders to where he could hide behind in cardboard on this little pallet and just, clung to the bottom like Indiana Jones and just slung out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like he painted these little blinders on both sides of the truck. This man was, like I said, driven. This man was focused. He's like, don't give him this many tools. Stop giving him tools.
I know. But I mean, he was model prisoner for 4 years. He bought his time. You know what I'm saying?
I get it, but still.
It's like you can't even blame the prison guards. Like, goddamn, this dude followed the rules for 4 years.
Mm-hmm. But still, if you know what he's accused of, and you know he's like this methodical, he's this good at breaking and entering, he's this good at getting in and out without being seen, and he's like he knows routines as well.
But you also know, as a prison guard, you also know he's nonviolent.
But he's also highly military trained. He's got a lot of military experience.
But what I'm saying is, like,
he's not a dangerous prisoner.
Exactly.
But
he's not like a serial killer getting out and is going to wreak havoc on society. This guy is not going to hurt anybody.
But yeah, he's one of those guys you probably should still watch because he's a smart prisoner. He's
absolutely.
He's one of those prisoners. It's like, no, hold on. I know you're smiling, but why are you smiling? Like, no, come here.
Yeah, exactly. Now, once they found out that he'd escaped, investigators assumed he'd be making his way back to Sacramento, where his ex-wife and kids were living. But Manchester didn't even try to leave the state. And why would he? He found the perfect hideout, Andy. A Toys R Us.
Yeah. I don't want to grow up.
Right.
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
That's right.
This guy was just bopping around in there every day on a razor scooter. This guy was just living that Tom Hanks life for a while.
He was. Like big, yeah.
Just skating around in there, baby. Yeah. His mom, even his mom's in Sacramento, they called her and they were like, "We think your son's gonna probably come back." They're like, "I doubt it."
Yeah.
His mom was just like, "I doubt it. I don't think he is.
I don't think so."
You could try.
Right. Good luck.
Yeah.
So the store he set up shop at was at 6100 East Independence Boulevard in Charlotte. And the store had everything he needed. There was snacks and baby food to eat. There was bikes to ride at night for exercise. And, of course, remote control cars to race around the roof when he was bored.
I mean, this is like, what year is this? 2000, 2003?
2004.
2004. Yeah, this is just prime time at Toys R Us, too. They got the TVs set up. They got fucking
you can
Xboxes
still play video games there.
You're testing out Madden every night. You're just fucking Dynasty mode every
night. All the
toys
toys have batteries in them.
Oh, God, yeah, dude. Like I said, you're just fucking going through like Blu-ray copies of shit. You're just blowing through TV series in there. This is prime Toys R Us time, baby.
No doubt. There was also a Circuit City next door.
An abandoned Circuit City.
that had been permanently closed, obviously.
This is still 2004.
Yeah, this is not 94, Andy. Which served as the perfect hideout during the day. Now, Jeffrey even set up baby monitors and used them to watch the employees come and go from the Toys R Us.
I love how the Circuit City was just so abandoned that they were just like, nobody even goes in there. Don't even worry about it.
It's creepy.
I mean, it would probably awesome.
Big old plug door.
Listen, I've seen them turn into some pretty cool things, but an abandoned Circuit City back in the day would have been an awesome place to just go hang out.
I think our abandoned Circuit City got turned into like a Harbor Freight, didn't it?
One of them got turned into like a newspaper plant, like a place for like the Gazette. Like in the one.
Oh, that's right.
One got turned like the one in Gastonia. I remember that. There was a Circuit City in Gastonia. They got turned into like the newspaper place.
But it moved over at another area, and then they got closed again, and it got turned into Harbor Freight.
Jesus Christ! Like I love how there's another one over there. It's the Harbor Freight. It's like they can never remodel that fucking entrance.
No.
So like, why is the entrance a big square? Well, son, back in the 90s.
Have you seen the commercials? It's a plug. It comes down from somewhere, from the nethers, and it just plugs into the ground, and then the whole store's got electricity.
That's how the electricity works.
You get it? Circuits? Like circuitry? Yeah. Now, if you're wondering why in 2004 none of Jeff's antics were caught on camera in the store, it's because Mr. Genius here figured out a way to disable the cameras at night and restore them back when the employees arrived the next morning. And by then, he was snuggled back into his little stairwell over at Circuit City.
This man is so methodical. He really before he started his like I said, Tom Hanks antics. He first just started sneaking into the manager's office at night and read the security camera manual for like 2 days and was like, "Yeah, I got this." And just started reprogramming the cameras to like stop recording at closing time. Start recording at this time.
There you go.
And nobody ever went back and checked. Like I said, this man was so driven and so methodical. He's like, I can figure this out.
Yeah. And his hiding place was so good. He tunneled in to the Circuit City behind the bike racks at Toys R Us. And then he used a board, which he painted to match the wall, with a bungee cord to hold it shut to make the door into the tunnel. Mm-hmm. And then inside the Circuit City, Jeffrey used Toys R Us merch to decorate a stairwell space basically fit for a 10-year-old, honestly.
You mean fucking awesome? Shut up, Mike.
I mean, it was awesome. Don't get me wrong. He made a bed with Spider-Man sheets, put up a Superman poster, and arranged toy models of Yoda all over the place.
Yeah, this guy fucks, obviously. Yeah. Come on, this guy. This is my hero right now.
It sounds like it.
Living in a Toys R Us in an abandoned Circuit City with Spider-Man sheets? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
This guy's living the dream right now.
Oh, listen, man. And he's watching some killer DVDs. His stack of DVDs included Matchstick Men, 40 Days and 40 Nights, and Spider-Man 2.
See, like this guy's living the dream.
I love Matchstick Men. I talk about that movie way more than it deserves, probably, but it's underrated in my opinion.
Spider-Man 2, pinnacle right there. It's one of the best comic movies of all time, right there, baby.
Yeah.
This guy's living the dream. Off the grid, no taxes. Can't go out in daylight, but still, kind of live like a vampire.
Yeah, exactly. Now, to avoid an accident that would, possibly lead to his detection, he also installed a smoke detector and a fire extinguisher in his little hideout.
Yeah, right? I mean,
it's still, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's still kind of like living in a cell.
I mean, you have
with his few hours of rec time in the store.
You're much less danger of being attacked by your cellmate when your cellmate's a big, like cuddly, stuffed animal you stole from the kids section of Toys R Us.
It's one of those wrestling buddies. Remember them things? You beat the shit out of on a trampoline.
Your cellmate's a Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah. But after a few months of smooth sailing in his little hideaway, he started venturing out into the nearby community. And he started attending a Presbyterian church. And this is where he met Lee Wainscott, which we started the episode with. And he told her that he worked for the government, but he couldn't tell her exactly what he did. And when she asked to see his place, he said it was a, quote, government building, a sterile environment.
I think you're talking about your last residency, which was a prison, but that's close.
That's close.
That is a government building.
Easy to get them confused.
I love how the one thing apparently he was missing in this dream life was Jesus, I guess. He was just,
apparently.
You know what? I'm really missing some community.
Well, it's a good way to stay off the radar, right? You don't draw a lot of attention to yourself. Cops aren't looking for you at church.
No, unfortunately not. That's where all the real crimes happen.
Uh-oh. That's another podcast. But Jeffrey helped with Wednesday night Bible study, Andy, okay? He was a saint, and he frequented a local gym and even went to the dentist, which would actually come back to bite him in the ass later. We'll get more on that. He even gave his pastor the first 2 seasons of Seinfeld on DVD. I mean, so what if he stole them?
So what if they still have a Toys R Us sticker on the back?
Come on. What a good guy.
I found these in the back of the Circuit City. One that closed 3 years ago? I mean, I bought this on eBay.
It was astounding how many people in the area actually knew who he was as John Zorn. Dude, which was basically his alias.
The fact that he came back to Charlotte after being arrested in Belmont was just like, nah, fuck you. I'm going to go right up back under your noses.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to go hang out here. I like this place. The climate. I like the humidity.
Yeah, apparently. A Charlotte police captain said, quote, I bet he talked to everyone within a mile of the place. Now, although Manchester had all the basics, he still needed cash to take his new girlfriend out on dates and pay for all types of shit that he needed. And at some point, police believe he broke into a pawn shop and stole a gun. He also changed employee schedules at the Toys R Us to create windows where he could roam around uninterrupted. That's pretty smart, actually.
This guy is legitimately
kind of hilarious.
This guy is a little bit of a troll, and like to an extent, some of these things are kind of funny.
I don't hate it.
Where he's just going in there and fucking with the schedule. It's like, I thought I was 4 to close today. What
God,
the? I'm not coming until 6.
I just checked it yesterday. God.
I guess we're closing early today?
I'm working back-to-back shifts.
Why is there no manager on duty?
Right. So finally, on the day after Christmas in 2004, Jeff decided to shit where he's eating. And when the store's registers would have been as full as they ever would be, Manchester walked into Toys R Us with a gun. Now, during the robbery attempt, employees were able to contact authorities, who quickly arrived at the store. Police dogs were brought in, and they scented out $7,000 in toys that Manchester had hidden above the ceiling tiles. But Manchester was gone. But the damage was done. One sloppy decision, though, was about to take down his tiny empire.
Like, this is the weirdest motive of his entire thing. It's like this almost seems like a panic thing right here. It's like maybe somebody was getting too close. Maybe somebody was sniffing around where he's like, I gotta go. I can't be here too long.
I think he was just monitoring the Toys R Us, and he was like, they have got to have a shit ton of cash in here right now. Like, this place has been nuts.
I'm surprised at like why he didn't just steal it and when nobody was there and then just disappear. But it's like he still decided to go back and do an armed robbery like his old ways.
That's a great point, Andy.
But like, this isn't a fast food place. This isn't
well, maybe
a small...
once they put it in the safe at night, he wouldn't be able to get it. So you have to get it while there's employees there.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, like, I feel like why he made the decision, but this isn't your normal MO. This isn't a small place where you can get everybody in the same place.
No, it's not. And that was an issue for him in this. He had a lot of people just being like, well, fuck you, I'm on this side of the aisle. I'm just going to scoot on up out of here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, people were kind of just meandering around, trying to get away from him. He had no control over the situation.
A big retail store like that at closing time, you have employees all over the place trying to just get their shit done.
Yeah, they're
so they
stocking,
can get out.
zoning, whatever.
Yeah, they're closing out drawers, they're stocking places, they're cleaning the floor, they're cleaning the back. You got somebody in every place of the store, and you're trying to rob them at the same time. It's not going to be an easy thing. They're not all coming to the manager's office at the same time to all get their paychecks or something. This is a retail store.
Yep, exactly. But somehow he had slipped away from it. But just a few days later, a Charlotte police officer named Fred Allen was patrolling the empty Circuit City when he noticed something odd. Although the vacant store had its power on, one part of the store was still completely dark. As Allen approached the dark spot, he saw a makeshift door painted to blend in with the wall. And inside, he discovered Jeffrey's lair. There was also a paint can nearby that matched the color of the door and contained a fingerprint for Jeffrey Manchester.
I love the fact that he's just like, he walked by and just like pushed the wall of a Circuit City and was like, huh, that just fell down. Yep. Oh, that actually might be a flaw. That might like not be just a regular Circuit City thing.
Yeah, right.
Actually, go take a look at that.
No wonder the store went out of business. Oh, wait, this is...
Oh, wait, that wasn't actually designed that way.
Right.
You know what? When he said he would actually went to a gym, to one thing I could only think about this guy is, for some reason, this guy seems like the one gym he would have gone to would have been the gym that the guy from the Masterminds case opened up. Like, he would have just been going to that guy's gym later on.
Oh, yeah.
Remember like Steve Chambers opened up like a fitness gym later on or whatever? It's like, I feel like that's the gym this guy was going to. It's like, oh yeah, I saw you on the news. Man, you did the similar, I'm not going to talk about it, but like you
Allegedly, we're similar. But the police detective who found the room, he said, quote, "I've never seen anyone so determined. He wasn't going to make a stupid mistake. We had to find him." And Manchester's mugshot went out on the nightly news that very night. And before sunrise the next day, he returned to his dentist to most likely retrieve his dental records, but ended up just setting the whole office on fire.
I mean, that's a better way to do it. I mean, like,
yeah.
How are you going to make sure? Like, I feel like these dental records are probably digitized at this point, my man.
Yeah.
Like, they're probably not in, like, just a file cabinet anymore.
Right.
So,
he's like, better melt the hard drives.
Yeah, like I said, did you pull a Zoolander moment right here where it's just the files are inside the computer? Burn the office down.
Yeah, it just kind of sucks because it didn't help. You know?
Yeah, it's like I said,
I
feel like I can, well, their alarm system's a little different. I wonder how, burn it down. That's good. That's good.
It was no use, though, because, he talked to so many people, and several of the Presbyterian church members who saw his mugshot on the nightly news immediately called police with their own suspicions about the clean-cut 33-year-old who just, dropped from the sky.
Yeah, right.
And that's when a detective went to speak with Lee Wainscott. She eventually agreed to arrange a meeting with Manchester. And just 12 hours after he'd set the dentist office on fire, Jeffrey arrived at Wainscott's apartment with a bouquet of flowers. But he was met with a swarm of law enforcement.
I bet that was the most disappointing part of this whole thing for him. He was like, God damn it. He probably gave the detective the flowers.
We had a good thing going, Lee.
That would be, dude. As soon as they open the door and a bunch of cops at you, it's like, well, these are for you.
Bravo.
Like, just hand with the detective.
Right. Yeah, his ultimate mistake, said Police Sergeant Catherine Scheimriff, was going back for the girl one last time.
That's always what gets you.
That's what always gets you, man.
You got to cut those ties, man.
That's right. I mean, you cut the ties from your children back home in Sacramento.
What stopped you from this time? Jesus Christ.
That's the shittiest thing he did.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really go back. He didn't really put up a fight at all for his actual family when they decided to leave him. But he's like,
exactly.
Yeah, I'm just going to go live this dream life of living in a Toys R Us for a while.
Yeah, I guess. But Jeffrey Manchester is serving the rest of his sentence at the Central Prison in Raleigh, North Carolina. And he is due to be released in 2036 when he will be 65 years old.
If they can keep him that long.
Yeah, if they can. I don't know. Manchester's greatest crimes, honestly, like what I said earlier, abandoning his children, in my opinion, and deceiving everyone around him for his own gain. Oh, and he pistol whipped that one guy.
I feel like he deserved it. You hit me with a bucket first.
Yeah, that's true. To be fair, the dude did hit him with a bucket.
It's self-defense at this point. I mean, yeah, armed robbery first, but still.
Right. Now, prison records, he hasn't given up, Andy. Not quite yet, right? I think he's just spacing out his attempts. You may be right. You may be onto something.
They're going to try. They're going to try and hold him.
Because prison records show that Manchester attempted escapes in February of 2009 and October of 2017. Both attempts failed, but the prison declined to provide any further details, citing privacy laws and whatnot.
That tells me he got very close.
That's what I think.
Where they don't want to even say remotely the details.
He may have even gotten out.
He got
and
very
they found
close.
Him. Yeah.
Like he was in the back of a truck again. They caught him at the fucking gate. Like there's some, like when they're like, yeah, he got out almost twice. How do you do it? Don't ask. We don't want to talk about
it's
that.
kind of embarrassing.
It's really, it was dumb.
Don't worry about it.
It was stupid.
But no, since 2017, he's been playing it somewhat straight. He did have a minor infraction, April of 2020, where he had substance possession. But I mean, that's 420, dude. It's April 4.
Hey man, I'm saying, you know what?
April of 2020 is the ultimate 420. It's all 420 all month.
I mean, yeah. Listen, man, live it up.
He probably had a little weed. Big deal.
Yeah, it's big deal. You're in prison, dude.
Gosh. Also, some fun that came out of this case, I guess, is that in February, it was announced that Channing Tatum will play Jeffrey Manchester in the movie entitled Roofman.
I cannot wait. I feel like that's gonna be like the Masterminds movie.
It is.
It's got to be. You got Channing Tatum in there.
It's gonna be fun.
He's so just hilariously charming and funny. Like that's gonna be just like that Masterminds movie.
I think so too.
I hope so, dude. Like that. Like, well, the one thing I do say, Channing Tatum is a bit too handsome to play Manchester, but that's usually what happens. Yeah,
that's Hollywood.
Yeah, except for the fact that when they got Zach Galifianakis to play the Masterminds guy, and he was just like, yeah, that's about it. That's pretty good. I mean, I'm skinnier than him, but still.
Zach Galifianakis he was perfect for that role.
I feel like that's going to be the kind of movie this turns into.
And Zach Galifianakis is from North Carolina. What better to play a North Carolinian than another North Carolinian?
And the fact that they're going to make this like a comedy-esque movie too, that's like because nobody really got hurt. Nobody got killed. Nobody got like assaulted. Nobody really got hurt in this like physically. Yeah, he did some shitty things.
And you can really embellish some shit too. It could be fun.
Oh yeah, how many near misses he got and stuff. Like they do talk about how like one time we found a McDonald's that had the roof almost cut into and some tools abandoned. So he must have been caught almost in the process of trying to break in. It's like, no, I mean, that means he was good and knew when to get the fuck out of there.
Exactly.
Like it wasn't like he was almost caught. He was probably like, nah, fuck this. Out. It just dipped out before anybody even knew he was there.
Yeah. He's like, I just stole thousands of dollars. I'll go buy some new tools.
Yeah. And he was never stealing large amounts of money either. He was never robbing from a bank. He was never robbing from large retail stores either, except for the Toys R Us. So he was always making out with just thousands of dollars in cash.
It is weird that he decided to hit that Toys R Us, man.
It really must have just been an impulsive decision. He saw,
right?
He must have had to have seen how many customers were in there.
That's what I was saying.
And he was
earlier,
just like, oh my God, I can't resist it. That safe's got to be fucking loaded.
Yep.
Like, so yeah, it must have just been like a crime of just impulse of like, oh, this could be my biggest score yet. You know, well, I've been sitting here sweating in this fucking hole in the wall for 2 days, for fucking weeks, man. I'm living off baby food and fucking Kit Kats.
Starting to stink. I wish I had some Oh My Gaia.
Oh My Gaia.
Yeah, that's right. He needs an innovative all-natural deodorant, fragrance, and beard oil company that specializes in paraben and aluminum-free products, Andy. That's what he needed.
They never would have found that hidey hole then.
No. They would have been like, man, it smells amazing in here, but who knows where he is.
Those police dogs would have just came in and just been like, oh, this is delicious.
This is amazing.
I'm happy now.
That's right. Because there are tons of scents to choose from at Oh My Gaia, like vanilla, cherry almond, sandalwood, lavender, lemongrass, Egyptian musk, coconut, dreamsicle, leather, lumberjack, honeysuckle, fireside, bergamot, amber, pear, sweet pea, sailor, barbershop, and we have our very own OG scent, True Crime Pine.
Ooh, that flagship scent. Ooh.
That's right, just for the True Crime guys. And because you're True Crime guys listeners, you can use code word CREEPER for 15% off your order at ohmygaia.com. That's OHMYGAIA.com. Or at shop_ohmygaia on Instagram. Guys, please give them a follow. Don't forget to use that code word CREEPER for 15% off. There is a link to Oh My Gaia right below the description of this episode, as well as the keyword if you don't know how to spell it or whatever.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. But guys, thank you so much. Please support the people that support us. And speaking of supporting us, check out Patreon, patreon.com/truecrimeguys, where we post all of the content that we make. Everything, all the side shows, all the past side shows, hundreds and hundreds of audio files waiting there for your listening pleasure. Again, that's patreon.com/truecrimeguys, and for a very low monthly price, you can hear all kinds of exclusive content, as well as early releases and bonus content included episodes of these exact episodes. This episode, exactly. This episode that you're listening to right now, you could have heard this on Patreon yesterday with no ads and some bonus content at the end and early. So, which yesterday that was implied. But anyways, guys, we appreciate you listening. In any way you support the show, we appreciate very much. You can give us a follow at True Crime Guys on social media. Look us up, True Crime Guys on YouTube, and please hit that subscribe button. We are posting new episodes of Strange and Unexplained, our other podcast, on our YouTube channel all the time, with shorts to go along with. So please give us a follow, give us a subscribe on there. We appreciate it very much. Leave a review wherever you're listening. And check out some of our music on Spotify, merch, all that good stuff. Links below. All right, I think that's pretty much it, Andy.
I think you did a fine job there, Michael.
Thank you, sir. I'm pretty much gassed.
This was a good episode to be gassed on. This was a fun one. This was like a real palate cleanser.
It was. It was. We need one of these every now and then.
Yeah, right.
And I think after hearing Anthill Kids last week, I think this was pretty good.
Yeah, I hope people are like, oh, thank God. I don't feel as icky.
All right, guys, we'll be back with the Nikki case next week.
Oh, goddamn.
That's right. Until next time, I guess you just have to keep on creeping.
Bye.